Hey guys, I'm Callum from Inventions, and today I'm doing another episode of Recreate. Now, I know it's been a while because the last one I made was over a year ago, and the last one Isaac made was, I think, last summer at some point. But today I have a brand new episode of Recreate, along with this drone, this drawing, and me. That's about it. Well, without further ado, let's just jump into the third episode of Recreate. So as you might know from the title of this video, the issue in this Recreate is global warming, which has been a global phenomenon for years now, and people have no true solution for it yet. So I thought, hey, let's find something that can help reduce the effects of it. So I thought of it. I've had this idea for a long time, and I'm really happy to finally share it. And this is carbon drones. Well, that's not 100% true. It's more like the filter, but I stuck it onto drones, so that's kind of where I'm going with this. But you get what I mean. I should probably call this carbon filter instead, but the idea I have is you take one of these doohickeys. This is a drone, by the way. It doesn't work, but it's a drone. You take it, and what you do is you stick this filter that I've drawn. I'll show it in just a minute here. And you can fly it around, and while it's going through the air, it'll catch carbon dioxide and store it. And then after it's stored, well, I'll get to that in a minute. And now I'm going to display the drawing right here. So this is the drawing. It's what I like to call a carbon filter, as I have mentioned, but I figured I should probably show it before I talk too much about it, or else you guys are going to get totally lost. In the top, you have an isometric, or like a 3D view of the filter itself, and I know it's shaped like a loaf of bread. I'm not really sure why I shaped it like that, but that's what it looks like. And as you can see on the front, there's the actual filter part, there's a hinge in the middle, and there's a tube on the back. Along with this, we have a strong metal alloy body, which will survive even the toughest of crashes that you and your drone might run into, because I know that if you fly drones, you crash them a lot. Trust me. On the bottom, we have the drawing of the carbon filter opened up. On the left side, you can see that the actual filter is on that side, and then on the right, you can see where you actually store the carbon. And then on the back of the actual carbon storage, there's a tube. The point of this tube is to be able to push the carbon out into a different spot, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, you have the filter. It goes through a big filter, and since carbon dioxide is so much bigger than oxygen, you can filter the oxygen out and just have carbon dioxide spit into the storage. That way you can reduce the amount of this greenhouse gas without getting rid of all the oxygen. In the back, you see the storage area where you put all the carbon dioxide, and in the back in the storage area, you can see there's a little sliding sheet that's see-through, and you can open it up, and then you can clean it out in the middle, or whenever you actually want to fly the drone, the little sheet will slide up out of the way, so that way the carbon dioxide can actually go through the filter and into the storage area. So that's the basic of how this filter works, and now I'm going to explain it a little more on the drone. So you take your little filter and you stick it right where this camera is. By the way, it recorded really terrible quality, I just want to say that. It said 720p on the box. That was like 144 at best. But that's besides the point. You stick your filter where the camera is, and while you're flying your drone around, you can just take carbon dioxide from the air. Other places you could put this would be like on an airplane while it's flying. Just stick it on the wing somewhere. It'll take in carbon dioxide while you're flying, and it'll store it. And then in that tube, you can push it to a different spot. Now, I've mentioned the different spot thing a couple times now, and you might be wondering, hey, where's this different spot? Well, this Recreate is only part 1 of number 3, and in part 2, which will come out hopefully later this week, and at the latest next week, same day, I'll be uploading and releasing part 2 of this Recreate to tell you where the carbon dioxide will be stored, and how I think we could get rid of some of the carbon dioxide out of the air. So, thank you for watching part 1, and remember, this is only part 1. Part 2 is coming out hopefully later this week. Maybe next week, we'll see. I'm Callum from CR Inventions, and I will see you in the next video.